enough is not enough for me, guy. Hello. Welcome to my channel. This is the Messy Bitch Podcast. This is D, your gracious host. I am here today just to kind of talk a little shit, but I'm also here to kind of give you guys an update to the mess. Now, I have been residing in this space for give or take a couple of about a month or so and a half. I am currently making headway with all the projects that I have working on. I just finished the last pieces of the Oracle deck, which will be released as soon as I can get my first print done. So I look forward to showing you guys that when the time comes and when it comes out. As well, I have been doing some reconstructing and redirecting when it comes to myself and the projects that I've been working on. The Seers Guild is still up and running. However, I have not been focused 100% on that. Matter of fact, I came into some resources to use to make something a physical product. So that has been my main focus up until now because, again, at the end of the day, although money is not everything, honey, trust me, everybody needs a little money to live. Otherwise, you ain't getting or doing much of anything if you ain't got no products or nothing to live. So I've gone ahead and done that. I finished up the Oracle deck. Now I am working on the next part of my life and trying to find something to solidify what it is I want to do. Forward movement is definitely in the cards for me right now, so I am definitely going to be taking the time to do so. My hair is still growing. It has gotten longer since the last time you guys have seen me. Not much longer because my hair does grow slowly, but it is growing at the same time. I am taking as good care of it as I possibly can, so that's like a little bit of an update to the hair journey. It looks like it's gotten longer to me, but it also looks like it's gotten a little shorter. It is not completely 100% put together, but it is at the same time. And I just want you guys to know we're good here. So, 100%, everything is in motion. Everything is moving forward. I'm actually enjoying the process as time goes on, especially the creating process because I didn't know I could create like that, to be completely honest. I doubted myself for a very long time, and I should not have been doubting myself in regards to any of my artwork and whatnot. I've been creating art since I was a child, so that is definitely something I should not have doubted. Now, to continue forward, I am also still working on learning a little bit more about 3D design and whatnot, so that is taking up some time, especially learning the Blender program, which is even more stressful than anything else. Because I'm not used to Blender, I'm actually used to Nomad Sculpts. So, we are going inwards to see what we can figure out there and to see how we can move forward. And guys, I found a gray hair. Well, that gray hair has been sitting there for about a couple weeks now, but there are more gray hairs coming in my body, so I'm kind of like a little scared because I feel like I'm getting old. But I'm still cute though. So, anyways, this is pretty much all I've gone over with you guys from last day. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I am still alive. I am still working on a couple things. I know that I haven't been on for the past couple of days. I have actually been, I don't want to say detoxifying from the camera. I told y'all at the beginning, I do not like being on camera. However, I'm trying to get used to being on the camera. Trying to get used to doing this thing and, you know, being great with it, you know, because I'm just not a big fan of cameras. Anyways, I can do a couple things with a photo shoot and whatnot, but again, camera's not my big things. I'm just trying to build from what I've got currently, and so far, everything's going as smoothly as possible. I'm not gonna say that it's 100% a-okay and everything's like sparkles and rainbows and unicorns. No, honey. I am definitely going through it, but I am making my way through it, and I am doing what I need to do in order to move forward with my life, and hopefully I'll be able to make some passive income. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the deck when it finally comes out, because when it comes out, that is when I will start doing Oracle readings. Right now, it's just getting it printed out for me. That's really becoming a Once I have done so, I will go ahead and move forward. I am making probably two last cards, and then boom, everything will be ready to go. I will print out two decks to start, one which is a gift and one which is for my personal use. And then we will move forward. I still have yet to come up with a name for my Oracle deck. So if you guys have any suggestions or if you want to just drop a name, you're welcome to do so. I will be coming up with a name very soon. I feel like the name will come to me once they are printed out, and then I'll move from there on gilding boxes and all that good jazz because it's not easy. Something different though about my Oracle deck is that this deck is not going to come with a book. It is not meant to. Matter of fact, the way you use my deck is you use it without knowing what I used to create it, without my mindset and without my mind process, because then it tailors the deck entirely to what you are going through and what you want to know and what you want to experience. So it is definitely an interesting source to. It is definitely an interesting tool to use, I would say, to connect to source with. I tried to keep it as tasteful as possible. However, some things needed to be worked out and changed, and so it's definitely not for the younger generation. It is something I made specifically for the age groups 21 and up, possibly 18 and up at a minimum. Uh, Most of the projects that I make are multiverse and rated E for everyone, but this specific project that I'm working on is definitely going to be a mature rating. So, guys, please do not let me catch you buying this for anyone under the age of 18. Thank you. You're welcome to do what you want, but at the end of the day, I am not responsible for who you purchase for, if you do purchase at all. In all honesty, I'm not looking to gain many people to buy this product. I produced it primarily for myself because I wanted an original deck that nobody else had and that I took the time to personally put together. This is not the original deck that I created. Matter of fact, I created an original deck a couple years ago. However, in the midst of trying to find some help trying to produce it, it was taken away from me. So I decided to produce something entirely different. Um, I made some changes to my original design for the person and for the focuses of this deck. So I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you all will bear with me as things continue, and I hope you all will. Even if you don't purchase the product, I hope you at least like the artwork, because I will be posting the artwork as time goes on. I have posted a little bit of the artwork on LinkedIn. I have also posted some of the artwork on Instagram as well. You can find that at Slice of D54 or on Instagram, or Vindicated Wisdom on Instagram as well. Those are my two active pages. Man of Many Talents 45 is still up and running. However, I have not used that page in years. So if you are not connected to it, you more than likely won't be, because it was a private page and I still have yet to be able to get back into it. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and keep on moving forward from here. I'm going to keep on posting. I'm not going to be as frequent as I thought I was, guys. So please forgive me. The time frame is definitely off. I have not been posting a lot, especially as of recent, because I've been so focused on things that are going on external, as well as finding some side work so I can make a little money for myself to be able to do exactly what it is that I said I was going to do. At the end of the day, my word is everything to me, and without my word, unfortunately, what am I? I said a man's word is 100%, but at the same time, men's actions do more speaking than their words do. So at the end of the day, I urge you to pay attention to what it is I'm doing, because I'm trying to make sure my actions match my words, and we'll move forward there. But I'm also also trying not to force things to happen. So at the end of the day, it's going to take some time, but just know I am actively making progress. I am actively doing something with the time that I am allotted, and I'm not just wasting time. And yeah, I look good. I know I do because I know how to style clothes, even if they're not mine. Haha. So we'll go ahead and move forward. You guys have an update of exactly what it is I'm trying to include. Again, I'm making a big mess and cleaning that shit up. Again, this is the Messy Bitch podcast. This is how I start. This is how I end. Um, and I feel like an overachiever, but I know I'm not. So, again, guys, I really hope you enjoy things as time goes on and as time moves forward. I hope this is a beneficial time, and I hope you all. Um, I hope I'm giving you something that you're going to enjoy. I hope you're enjoying the content as I'm moving forward because there's not really much I have to talk about except for I do want to bring that to your attention, guys. It is time to vote. Uh, it is definitely a particular time. I don't normally vote, but I've noticed that I've gained a lot of attention. So I think this time I'm going to go ahead and cast a ballot. I have not chosen which side I'm going to go to. Matter of fact, I won't choose that until I hit the booth. But I do want you guys to know that this year I will be voting. Um, this will be my first year actually casting a vote. I have been big in the past on not voting, and the reason being is because, first of all, I am an African American male, as well as that, I am only one person. So, the way I felt about voting for a very long time was that, yeah, no, this is a waste of my time. I don't want to stand in a line for hours just to go cast one ballot to be thrown into a pool of probably God knows how many people are in the United States right now. I never wanted to do. I never wanted to do it. I never saw the point in it. To be completely honest, what influence do I have, and how could I even make a choice like that when I don't know anything about who's running? I don't really pay attention to politics as much as I probably should. But the thing is, why pay attention to something that just doesn't see? It seems like more of a clown show to me up to this point, to be completely honest. It doesn't seem like much is really getting done. But then again, I don't pay attention to much happening inside of office. All I know is that we've had the same man in office for the past couple of years, and a lot of people have complaints. A lot of people are angry about it. I have no feeling about it whatsoever, although I'm not too fond of this man from what I've heard. But again, I don't base anything that I know about anybody off of what I heard. I base off of what you show me. He has shown to be incompetent in certain areas. However, he has also shown to be knowledgeable in others. So it's a balance that they were looking for, and they found the balance and they put it in office. Now, again, not everybody's happy about it. I can't say I'm happy or upset about it. Again, I have not been following politics because it has not directly affected my life up until this point. However, I do follow discrimination and inclusion, diversity, anything that does follow those guidelines and parameters. So it is something that I do want to pay attention to, especially if it does become a bigger problem now, especially because separation seems to be something that is being encouraged. So if I do speak on it myself, it's actually a weird thing to look at, especially because I've noticed that big time now more than ever, separation is being encouraged than it is being discouraged. Um, Abolished slavery was abolished early 1900s. Cool. Ooh, we are supposed to do that, but it seems like nowadays, uh, and I won't say that it's particularly because of people. It's just we are doing so much to encourage people to separate and stick with their own, and not knowing that sometimes it could be our own that are destroying us. And then we end up having to make our move and trying to find somewhere else to fit in, and we learn that we don't even fit in with the people that we used to fit in with anymore. So it's like I'm learning that myself. That's a big lesson that I've learned. I'm not saying that my people were the people to destroy me. However, you know, I I, I had a big hand in my own issues, but it's like the people that I thought were for me were not as for me as I thought they were. But I won't say that they had a single hand in fucking me over entirely. They might have, but it was my fault for sitting in that atmosphere and kind of staying that. But that's also like I'm trying so hard not to base my life and my decisions off of, the color of somebody's skin and whatnot. And the thing was, I was hurt deeply by the people that have the skin color the same that I am. And it's the thing of the matter is like we're told and we're taught to lean on each other and to take care of one another and look out for one another, especially because we have the same issues, when in reality, no one person has the same issues another person has. And no matter how you look at it, even though somebody may have the same skin tone, it doesn't mean anything. It honestly doesn't mean that they'll look out for you, and it definitely doesn't mean that they're going to help you keep yourself safe. That's on you. So it's something that I've been paying attention to a lot recently. I'm not saying that everybody's like this. However, when it comes to, and I will say it, diversity and discrimination, I have a very distorted view of my own race. I also see differently why other races treat people with darker melanin uh, a little more, let's just say, uncouth. It's just not. It, it's not a like. It's not a desire to have people like us around at all. Especially because I've seen, the attitudes that come from African American people. I mean, everybody has an attitude. Everybody acts differently, but it's like I'm starting to see more that there's a definite line which we're trying not to cross, and we are trying to get into, like, we're trying to be, and we're trying to gain that trust. But it's like every time you look around, it's not just one or two. It's like a whole group of, people like me. They just be acting funny, and they don't do as well as they could. And it's something that we can't seem to come together as a people at all. And it seems like the division is just, it's why is the word arbitrary coming to my mind, even though that might not be the right word. um Let me see. Let me just make sure that that's not the right word. Arbitrary. Yeah. Definition. Right. So it seems more arbitrary than that. Okay, so that was the word I was looking for. A lot of we scream so much to be included and all that stuff, but it's like the actions that we're putting out is just, we want to be like excluded. We want to be left alone. We want to do what we want to do. I have been that way. I'm not even gonna lie. I have for a very long time wanted to step out and be excluded, left alone, but that's because I was mad. Like, I was angry. I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't lie to anybody about how I feel, especially in regards to certain things, because it's like I lost a lot to gain nothing. Uh, and I might not have lost a lot, but I feel like I lost something. And I feel like I lost a part of myself trying to goals that seemed almost impossible. And it's felt like the odds were stacked against me. And it's like when I tried to help, those people that I believed I was supposed to help, I just kind of went further and further down. And it seemed like more or less, if you had the same color skin for me, you were competing. That's what it felt like. It felt like a competition. Every single time I worked with somebody my own skin color, and my own color, or even, darker than me, whatnot, it felt like every single time I was competing for a spot that I am not competing for. And I don't even know how to explain that in a way that you would understand, but it's something I've noticed every single place I went, no matter what. People were we were competing just to stay, just to be there. And it got worse as we're trying to make friends with those people, because we're like, yeah, we should watch after it. Nah, it just never worked out like that. The competition got more fierce, and it started feeling less like a family, less like a friendship, and more like a rivalry that just never got off the ground. And then I ended up suffering a lot because I genuinely did care at some point, but now I don't anymore. It's like the competition got too hectic, and it ruined a lot. And that's just kind of like a recurring thing, especially dealing with people in my own. And I'm trying not to encourage discrimination or separation, but these are the things that I faced up until now, just dealing with people of my own skin tone. It's crazy. It's scary. It's because you never know who's on your side and who's against you. And that's something that you desperately want to figure out, but you can't, because it's like you would have to be able to read minds at that point, and nobody can read minds. So it's definitely something I want to bring up, something I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. And just popped to my mind while this was open. As I said, this is the Messy Bitch podcast, so we're trying to be a little messy, and whatever comes to mind is literally what I come out with. Whatever comes to mind, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm going to communicate with you guys about. That's what I care about at that moment. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like there's a lot of division, even amongst people of similar backgrounds, and there's so much competition nowadays. It's like we're encouraging separation, but now the separation that we're encouraging is on a completely different level, and that's what people are failing to see. I haven't posted in a little bit, but I think that was a good thing, because I needed to get my mind back in flow for a second, because I wanted to touch on something that I am seeing a lot lately. Now, I want you guys to go out there and vote. If you watch my page, which barely anybody does, and I'm okay with the few followers I have or the few people that do watch my page, thank you so much for coming here, and thank you for so much for liking the video and showing your support. But at the end of the day, I really want you to go and vote, but I also want you to try to stop the hate train. Encourage people to come together more than to separate themselves, because at the end of the day, we need each other now more than ever, because the world is dying. And yes, we need to let out the old and bring in the new, but we need to really pay attention to the fact that everything is dying around us. The old is passing, the new is coming in. Things are changing rapidly. Some things are disappearing, some things are coming to light, some things are happening the way they should be, and some things are not. But it's like, until we decide to unify and come together as people, and to show people there's a different way to live, and there's a different way to be, and that we are we should be encouraging unity, not just amongst same races, same sexes, gender, sexual orientation, any of that. we should be encouraging just unity altogether, because at the end of the day, we all have to live on this rock. Think about it. We all have to live on this big ass rock together. So why the fuck are we fighting? That's the biggest question I have. Why the fuck are we fighting? We all have to live on this big ass rock. We don't have to interact with each other if we don't want to, but what's the point in fighting? Especially, what is the point in fighting each other when in reality we should be working together on whatever it is we're supposed to be doing? Why are we so busy trying to enslave each other? You know, what are we gaining from forcing anybody to do anything? Nothing. Exactly. So it's the fact of the matter that, you know, we need to start paying attention to that a little more. Black people, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to talk to y'all straight up right now. Y'all need to stop fucking around. And y'all need to start putting your heads together and stop treating each other the way y'all see other people treat us, because you are not white. Thank you. You were born with chocolate and you were born with melanin in your skin. That goes for any other race. Stop treating the people that look like you or may have the same skin tone as you, darker or lighter. Stop treating them differently. What's the point in it? What are you gaining? Now, unless there is some kind of monetary value that you're gaining, start sharing that with the person that you're fucking over, if that makes any sense. But at the end of the day, what are you truly gaining? Because I know you're gaining a lot of loneliness, and you're gaining a lot more it's becoming a lot more chaotic. Now, I understand chaos is necessary to make the world go around. Trust me. I enjoy a little chaos once in a while. Trust me, I'll open Pandora's box when I'm ready. However, I do not encourage you to just operate solely in chaos. Sometimes, just like this podcast, the mess needs to be cleaned up and a flow needs to be established, because once the flow has been established, then we can go and make another mess and we can do it even bigger next time. Honey, we're about to do some big stuff. But at the end of the day, it takes unity rather than separation. It takes investing in the right things. And I'm not just talking about monetary investing. I'm talking about investing that time, that energy, because that will always come back to you, especially if you're doing it with good intention. Now, I'm not saying I'm with good intention. Honey, I've got bad intentions for a couple things. But, and that's just being human. Everybody has bad intentions for certain aspects of life. Just don't let it overshadow your life, and don't let those bad intentions take over. Okay? I know I've dropped a couple nuggets here, but that's all I got for you guys today. I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Messy Bitch Podcast. I am so sorry again that it took so long for this one to come out, but I've been having some trouble logging in on this computer. So forgive me. I won't let that slide for too long. I'll try to keep up with it as much as I possibly can. This is not my personal computer, so please forgive me at the end of the day. Once I get a personal computer, once I get everything that I had back, I will go ahead and do exactly what I wanted to do, how I planned it, and how it was supposed to be set up. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get this shit back on track. I've just been doing a lot, and things have been going pretty smoothly for me. I'm not going to lie. I've just been trying to stay as consistent as possible with everything that I'm doing. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Messy Bitch Podcast. This is your host, D, at SliceofD54 on Instagram, at Zoriel Crash on Facebook, and at Vindicated Wisdom on Instagram, and Devon Nunn on LinkedIn. I really hope to see and hear from you guys as time goes on. I really hope that everything works out very well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and drop those in the description box below. You can also go ahead and send me an email at scryingstealthartist@gmail.com. You can also send me an email at kingmaddox.ip@gmail.com as well. I do look forward to you guys and seeing you guys in the next video. Again, questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and drop those in the description box below. Drop me a like, Drop me a share if you like this content and you would like to share it with your friends or family. Get out there and vote, guys. That's all I got for you today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. D.